Hey, how about it, race fans? Richard Allen of InsideDirtRacing.com and InsideCircleTrack.com coming at you with one of my richest ramblings. Once again, this is kind of a post-race Show Me 100 richest ramblings. It's not really a post-race. It's on Tuesday morning when I'm actually doing this, but offering up some reactions to one of Dirt Late Model Racing's biggest events. The Show Me 100 has grown into a crown jewel event. It pays $50,000 to win, sanctioned by the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. It's one of my favorites every year to watch. I've never had the good fortune to be there, but Lucas Oil Speedway looks like a premier facility, and this usually provides some of the best racing action that we see. There have been some very, very good Show Me 100s throughout the history of the event, but unfortunately, this was just not one of them. A lot of things just didn't go well in this race, and unfortunately, it's created a lot of backlash for series, for the track, for a lot of folks involved in it. But it just sometimes it just happens. Sometimes they just don't go as well as you'd like for them to go as fans, and I'm a fan more than anything. So sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you'd like. The track had some rough spots in it that created some issues or bunch of caution flags. The races seemed to take a very long time to play out because of all the caution flags, the incidents that happened, a lot of spins, a lot of attrition took place during the race, and maybe some of that's attributed to the track. Some of it's just stuff that happens, from time to time. But there were some times when the action was very good, especially there at the end. The racing really picked up. You had a lot of pretty intense competition. Ricky Thornton Jr. Passed Jonathan Davenport a little bit past the halfway mark to take the lead, and the field wound up chasing Thornton pretty much the rest of the night. But you had some guys like Devin Moran had a really good run. He's had a season that he would like to go better. He won a couple of races there at the very beginning of Volusia, and then has really kind of struggled since then. And then, but this was a good turnaround for him, even before we knew the final result and how it was going to turn out. Even if he'd have wound up with a podium finish rather than the win that he ultimately got, that would still be counted as a big turnaround for him and for that Double Down Motorsports team. Also, Spencer Hughes. Spencer Hughes has really been coming on here lately. He's been running much better, showing a lot more speed, and wound up on the podium at Lucas Oil as well. So a good effort for him. Racing got pretty intense, like I said. Moran and Overton were racing hard for second place. Moran took the blame in his victory lane interview for Overton kind of being pushed up the track and sort of off the wall. But the replay showed that there if there was any contact, there wasn't very much between the two cars. But like I said, Moran accepted the blame for that. So you had that, but that got pretty intense, and there was other racing back there too. So there were certainly some good spots in the race, but unfortunately, it just didn't all turn out that well. But what really, of course, what's got everybody talking is how the race concluded. And I'm not talking about when the checkered flag waved. I'm talking about when the cars went to the tech shed afterwards for their post-race inspection. Everybody loves to hate on the droop rule, as is stated in the story that this video is attached to on InsideDirtRacing.com. As I say in the story that I wrote, I'm not a mechanical person, so I'm not going to get involved in the debate over whether the droop rule is a good rule or not. Like it says in the story, the rule's the rule. Whether you like it or not, it's still the rule. So whether it be a tire rule, an engine rule, a body configuration rule, whatever rule you want to talk about, if it's the rule, it's the rule. And until some series official decides it's not the rule, then it is. So it has to be adhered to. But Ricky Thornton Jr. has just been on fire here lately. He's been winning a lot of races. He was leading the Lucas Oil point standings, and certainly looked like he'd picked up one of the biggest wins of his career. He's had some big wins before, but it looked like this was going to be one of the bigger ones to add to his collection. And then at the end, his car failed the droop inspection. There was talk about maybe a failed part that might have caused it or whatever, but it's an unfortunate set of circumstances, of course, for him and for his SSI Motorsports team. It's very unfortunate they lost that win, but it's also just unfortunate for the race. It just, of all ways that race could have finished and ended up, that was the worst possible scenario to have a car disqualified, or not really disqualified. He's penalized. He dropped from first to fifth in the final rundown, but to have a car penalized like that for a rule that so many competitors and fans don't like certainly didn't help the situation either. So, but on the other side, Devin Moran winds up being declared the winner. And as he said in victory lane, hey, no matter how it got here, we won the race. So check still cashes the same either way. So a lot of folks may not like how it played out, but that is what it is as far as that's concerned. And as I've said before, I'm not a mechanical person. I don't know if Ricky Thornton's car failing droop inspection helped its performance or not. A lot of people seem to think not, but I'll just rely on the judgment of people who know more about that kind of stuff than I do. But overall, if your grandma was talking about the Show Me 100, I'm afraid it would be one of those races where she'd just say, bless its heart. It just, it didn't pan out as well as everybody would have liked, but still, like I said, it had its moments, and it had some things to go well in it, like the run by Devin Moran, like the run by Spencer Hughes to wind up on the podium. It's just unfortunate the way the whole thing played out in the end. But getting back to the droop reel just real quick, the story, like I said, the story this video is attached to kind of addresses it, but a lot of competitors will tell you that the droop reel is unnecessary, that it doesn't do anything in terms of the competition and all that, which, again, I don't know if that's the case or not. A lot of fans don't like it, but a lot of fans are probably like me. Let's just be honest. A lot of fans are probably saying they don't like it because a driver got disqualified either from a qualifying run or from a race itself, and they just don't like it for that reason. They'll call it stupid, whatever. But if they're like me, they don't even really know what it does or what it doesn't do or anything. But anyway, so Show Me 100. One of the events that I look forward to most often. Like I said, I've never been there, but I enjoy watching it. And unfortunately, this year, just not one of its better efforts. But hopefully, and I believe that there are going to be much better races coming up on the horizon. There have been some really good races this year so far. So hopefully, there's more of that in store than there are, ones that get overloaded with cautions and wind up having a winner get penalized when it's all said and done. But anyway, until next time, this is Richard Allen of InsideDirtRacing.com saying thanks for taking the time to watch and listen, and I will see you at the track.